Yeah.
There are a lot of people who become fixated on certain people due to their fame, fortune, and power. Over the past few days, we interviewed a few of our classmates about who they think are true role models.
A common theme that arose from our findings is that people aspire to emulate unrealistic people. In terms of unrealistic, the people considered to be role models attain their goals due to outside factors.
Role models should be people who are hardworking and have integrity.
Who is someone that you see as a role model?
Someone I see as a role model would be Derek Jeter.
What characteristics makes him a good role model?
Derek has good leadership skills, and he represents himself and his teammates well on and off the field.
What steps do you think it took him to get to where he is now?
He had to overcome a lot of obstacles. He had good support from his parents. I think that made a big difference in making him who he is today.
Do you think it's possible to achieve that high of a status and still keep your ethics and morals?
I do. I think he is a perfect example of that. He's one of the best baseball players, but still represents himself.
All right. Thank you.
Who is someone you see as a role model?
Tiger Woods.
Okay, what initially drew you to aspire to be like this person?
He's a great winner.
What characteristics make them admirable?
He's a great winner. I don't know.
What steps did they take in order to achieve their goals?
He practiced every day since he was like one, probably, with his dad.
Probably. Do you think that powerful people are able to achieve that status while keeping their morals and ethics intact?
Some powerful people, I guess. Yes.
Okay.
A lot of kids look up to sports figures and spend their whole lives trying to be good at a sport because they think that they can end up being famous, a famous athlete, but in reality there's like a really slim chance that that'll actually happen and that you can make a career out of that. And people just waste away like their years in school on a sport when like they should be studying and like to have the opportunities to go into a successful future. Who is someone that you see as a role model?
I would have to go with Warren Buffett. He's my role model.
What characteristics make him a good role model?
Well, he's very intelligent and very powerful, and he does not let his wealth and his power blind his vision for our country.
What steps do you think it took to get to where he is now?
Well, he went to a good school and achieved a very high level of education. And he worked really hard.
Do you think it's possible to achieve that kind of status and still keep your morals and ethics intact?
I think it is because he's proving that he's doing it now. I think it'd be difficult for most people to do so.
Warren Buffett's success as a businessman is evident, but it isn't about the wealth. Society is too focused on the material items and being rich. The focus should be on the journey and hard work it takes to achieve such a great success. Tim's other role model is Alexander the Great. Let's see what he has to say about his accomplishments.
Who is someone that you see as a role model?
I'd say my role model is probably Alexander the Great.
What characteristics make him a good role model?
Well, he was a great leader. He led his troops to conquer the largest territorial empire that the world has ever seen, and I think that's quite impressive.
What steps did he take to get to that point?
Well, he was born into a family that allowed him to rise in society and become the leader of such a large empire. But he did not stop there. He continued to just spread this empire and conquer everything he could until he died. Just sort of anticlimactic.
Do you think he kept his morals intact while he did this?
It'd be difficult to say. I did not know him.
Although Tim made a few valid points about Alexander the Great's value as a role model, there are many flaws in his theory. Alexander the Great had his wealth handed down to him by his family. The immense amount of wealth that was given to him due to his blood relationships are what jump-started his success as a conqueror. He is similar to some modern role models like Kim Kardashian and Mitt Romney. Kim Kardashian had her fame and fortune given to her because of her father's success, and Mitt Romney's father was able to pay for a Harvard education. Role models should be people who have a good work ethic and strive to better themselves instead of having their success served to them on a silver platter.
Some people are considered role models just because they're famous, but in reality there are a few characteristics that exhibit an exceptional role model.
Good morning, my puppies! How are you?
Good.
Today we'll be talking about role models. What are some key characteristics of a role model, you might ask? Integrity. Honesty. Work ethic. What are some other characteristics of a good role model?
Determination.
Yeah, that's it! Determination! You put all these together and what do you get? A role model! And that's our lesson for today, kiddies.
Who is someone you see as a role model?
Henry Ford.
What initially drew you to aspire to be like this person?
His hard work and determination, and he wasn't afraid to make mistakes. And even through the highs and lows of experiencing different ups and downs with his company, he stuck with it, and he was just a hard-working guy.
What steps do they take in order to achieve their goals?
Well, they came up with a good plan first. There's no point in rushing into something if you don't have a plan. Gotta have a plan. Without a plan, you don't have a good plan, so you need a good plan. I'd say once you have a good plan, you can go into stuff, with that plan, and look back on the plan, and then, use the plan to develop your reality. And thanks to the plan, you'll have good outcome.
Do you think that people are able to achieve that status while keeping their morals and ethics intact?
Oh, absolutely. What's happened nowadays, I see, is people are so concerned with money and making money and having things. We live in this material world, and that's a big problem because, back when these people were the pioneers of the businesses we know today, they were just concerned with serving the American people. Henry Ford lived to create a car that the American working man not only could afford, but be proud to own. So people need to stop worrying about money and focus on the people that they're serving, in my opinion, with their plan.
Thank you, Connor.
Thank you, Ryan.
In contrast with the role models mentioned earlier, Henry Ford is a prime example of an exceptional role model. Ford's determination and desire to work for the betterment of society are only a couple of the reasons why he is an admirable person to look up to. Hope you enjoyed our documentary.
Henry Ford,
Who is that?
developer of the assembly line, along with the first
People.
Who is someone that you see as a role model?
I would have to say Genghis Khan.
Morning, my puppies! My name's Mrs. Kaloran.